Hello and welcome to the Stitch with Love podcast. My name is Shannon. I am a knitter and a crocheter coming to you from Palmerston North, New Zealand. I hope the lighting is okay. It is dark again today. I know we had this issue last week, but it seems to be something about Sundays in Palmerston North in winter where it goes dark at weird times. So we are making do because I don't have ring lights, but from what I can see we look to be alright. And then I've also just cleared out storage on my phone, so hopefully it should not cut out, but we'll see. If you've not been here before, this is a knitting and fibre related podcast. I knit, I crochet, I have cross stitched before but I don't do it very often, and I do have a sewing machine. But again, I don't do that very often. Although I do want to get back into sewing though. But I also just want to say as well before I get into whips and things that to everyone who's commented, there was quite a few people who left comments on last week's podcast. Thank you. That really, it made me so happy. It was nice to be able to kind of chat with you guys and hear what you have to say, so thank you. I really appreciate that. That was really awesome and just made me really happy, so I just wanted to say thank you before I get into this week's content. And I'm just gonna have a quick water break because I'm thirsty, even though we're literally not even 2 minutes in. That's okay. So we had a long weekend, so we didn't have work or school or anything on Friday, so I was hoping that I was going to be able to get a lot of knitting done. And I think I did get a decent amount done, but I feel like it doesn't look like much. It's not quite as much as I wanted, but I'm thankful I did get the extra time. So I can't say I have tons to show, but I do have some stuff. So we'll start with the hoe because I do have a half object in this bag. This needs a wash. Happy Mermaid Yarn Co. This was a present to me. And in here I have my Sock Week 2023 socks. If you don't know what Sock Week it is a yearly make along hosted by Knitty Natty, and the goal is to knit or crochet one pair of adult sock. One singular adult sock. You don't have to do a pair, just one is the idea. And for every sock that you knit or crochet, you get an entry in to win prizes. So I finished one. I did, because it's self-striping, I just did a vanilla sock. I did 15 rounds twisted rib on the cuff, and then 40, there's not as many stitch markers here because they're on the second sock, which I'll show you in a minute. 40 rounds on the leg, and then slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset, and then 45 rounds on the foot, and then just a standard, I don't know if it's a wedge toe or a rounded toe, I don't know what it is, but it's the same toe that is in Crazy Sock Lady's Socks on Magic Loop pattern. So yeah, it's self-striping, which is super fun. This yarn is, see if I have the tag, I do, by Nicole C. Mendez. She was a sponsor for this year's Sock Week, and I got Sock Island. She's based out of Germany, and I love this base. I'm loving knitting with it. It came with a mini, which mine, for some reason, I don't know if it's how I wound it. I don't quite know what I did, but it looks a bit disheveled, but that's alright. I'll rewind it. I'm having issues with the words today, apparently. Rewind it once I've done, because I've still got a toe to do. Then this is my main skein, which is actually, compared to some of my other cakes, looking pretty tidy. It's not looking too bad. And then this is my second sock. So I've done the cuff and I'm now working on the leg. I have until, I think it's 5 p.m. tomorrow, so midnight Eastern time, which I think is about 5 p.m. Monday, my time, to finish this if I want to submit for prizes. Now I have already done one, so I'm not stressed because I've done one. But I might see if I can get this done, because if I can get this done, then I can cast on my Farmer's Daughter fibres. There's a bit of yarn stuck to that. I can cast on my Farmer's Daughter fibres for this month. July. Yes, July. Because socks am I going to knit? Oh my gosh, today is the day where I can't speak, apparently. So apologies. I'm not quite sure why I'm tongue-tied. I don't know what the problem is. Yeah, okay. Socks are my going to uni knitting project. I take them on the bus with me. Sometimes as well, if I'm in a large lecture theatre, I'll sometimes knit while I'm taking notes, because it just helps me stay awake. If I'm in a small, more classroom, like instead of a lecture theatre, like more of a classroom, I won't, because I feel like that would be very distracting, because it would be pretty obvious that I'm knitting. But in the big lecture theatres, I can kind of, it works. It works. I don't do it all the time, but if I've got a day where I'm particularly tired or not focusing, it just helps me, because it gives my hand something to do. So, but yeah, so I always like to have a pair of socks on the needles, and I want to get these done by the end of the month, so that's the plan. But I'll get these done first. Needles, these are Chalgu. My only, I lie, I do have a pair of shorties, but my only like long circular needle Chalgus. These are 2.25mm needles. And I'm knitting, how many stitches? 56 stitches, because I just have a really loose gauge, I think. I could go down a needle size, but last time I did that they were really tight and I didn't like it, so I don't know. I'm happy with this fabric, to be perfectly honest, so I just go down a size. Not needle size, sock size. So yeah, that is my sock week. I will also, as well, once these are done, submit them for summer sock camp as well. Because why not? Why not double dip, right? We will leave the MKAL till last, because in case spoilers. Big bag, this bag, oh, I did say where that was from. This bag is, so we're moving into whips now. Yes, moving into whips. This bag is Little Black Hen. I actually don't think she has an online shop. Whenever I have bought her bags, I have a few, but I've always bought them from Te Manawa Fibre Fest, so always in person. This is like a sweater size bag, but at the moment it's housing my ADVENTuresome Wrap, because there's so many extra skeins and things, because there's minis and just a whole lot of stuff. So I don't know if you can see in there without these all falling out, but there's like all sorts in there. So big bag is just helpful. This project I'm using the Yarn Therapy Winter Solstice Advent countdown from last year, and it's all like mushroom and fungus themed, which is quite interesting, and the colours are lovely. See if I can hunt up on the side. Of every time I show this, it gets harder and harder to show. Find my progress keeper. It's also getting itself tangled. Can we not do that? There we are. Right, let's see how we can do this. Right, so where my little, is it teapot? Yeah, teapot is where I was last episode. So I've done 2 repeats, like 2 sections. So I've put 2 colours in. I'm onto the 3rd colour for the week, but I'm just kind of working on it as I go. I would like to try and do 1 colour a day, but with me going back to uni and I have other things, like for example these I really want to get done, and this thing here, this is my MKAL. I don't know if that's going to be possible. It's like, for example, tomorrow I have 3 classes and I'm on campus from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 p.m. So, don't really know. I do have a gap, so I'm going to take some projects with me. Possibly not this, because there's just so much. Because I do have a gap and I will use that time for some readings, but I don't know if I'll need all that time. So I might be able to work on some socks or my jumper or something, but I'm not going to take this or my MKAL just because there's too many minis and things, and I feel like that would just be a pain in the butt, especially in the library. If yarn goes rolling away, no thanks. So anyway, enough ramble. How many colours have I got in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm up to colour number 16 on this. This is a pattern by Amber O'Brien. It is designed for Advents, and I am enjoying it. I find it quite meditative, actually. Just if your stitches fall off though, it is a mission to put them back up, and I found that out last week when I had a bit of a moment. But it's savable. It is savable. These are the recommended needles, or needle size, 3.75, I believe. Gosh, I can't see. 3.75. These are my Licker interchangeable needles, which I love. I picked them up from Supernova Fiber Fest last year, and these are my new favourites. I love them so much. So yeah, this is the colour I started. Very different to what's looking in here, but there's some that kind of go really well, like they kind of fade a little bit, and then you got some really like fun pops and things, which is kind of what this is. But yeah, no, it's good. I'm enjoying that. So working away on this one. Hopefully, I'm actually hoping to finish that soon, to be honest, because this whip has been languishing, I think since the end of last year. Something like that. It's been languishing for a while. It needs to be done. It needs to be cast off. It needs to be finished. And something else to take its place. I have a few whips that need finishing, but some of them at the moment are UFOs. So I won't bother showing those because probably really boring. Oh, I've got fluff on me. That's Ash fur. Ash is my cat, if you don't know, who is currently sleeping on one of my bags. Slightly annoying, but hey, she's happy. And I can't be bothered moving her right now. Anyway, next one in this bag by Rosé by Lily. This is the first project bag I got. This is another one that probably needs a wash, to be perfectly honest, maybe once I've done with this project. This is my Acorns and Antlers by Anna Johanna, and unfortunately I've not actually done much on this. I've been preoccupied with MKALs and Sock Week and work, to put it bluntly. I also got sick at the beginning of the week. It didn't happen. Where the little, this is a Teacup little teacup is where I was last week. So you can see I've maybe done like a couple of centimeters on this. So I'm working on the body. I finished the colour work sometime last week, and I'm now on the like I've split for the sleeves. I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. Split for the sleeves, and I'm now just knitting down. I mean, I'm very looking forward to having this, and I love these colours. These are Mama Willing Plush Fingering. The blue is Down the Rabbit Hole, and this kind of beigey, speckly, pinky colour is Wonderland, and I just love this so much and I want it. But I still got so much to go on it. So we will keep working on it, but I'm so looking forward to having this. I want more knitted jumpers. The thing is, like, we've only got maybe a month and a half left of winter here. But if my plans go as I hope, then there'll only be a few months, then I'll be straight back into winter on the other side of the planet. So, and it will be much colder there. So I will definitely need wool jumpers. These are also knit on my Leica needles. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's how I've heard people say it. Also heard people say Leica, but I don't really know. I don't know how it's pronounced. I'll need to Google it, to be honest. 3.5mm needles. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. Just stockinette Body Island, but also sometimes it's just nice to knit in stockinette and on bigger needles than socks, because it gives your hands a little bit of a break. So last work in progress is my Supernova MKAL by Amber O'Brien. If you are knitting this, look away and I will tell you when to look back. I have not finished the 4th clue yet, but I have finished clue 3, so just fair warning, I have a water break, give you time to look away. Right, you should all have looked away now if you don't want to see spoilers. Let's hope my yarn doesn't run away. So, get myself untangled. This uses minis, which is in the project page, so that's not a spoiler. But then I find that because of that, it gets fiddly. I get tangled. Right, so I'm going to show it. I'm not going to talk much about it because, again, I don't want to give things away, but I'm just going to show it. This is what I have so far. And that's where I'm up to. So I think there's one more clue left, but I'm not sure. And I'm using the recommended needles. I did not swatch because it's a shawl, so I didn't think I needed to. Only thing I'm thinking about is I'm hoping I don't run out of yarn, but I should be good. So far I'm fine. These are 3.75, I believe. Oh, can you tell me what size you are, please? Yeah, 3.75. These are Knit Pro Caspian wooden needles, and don't get me wrong, like, these have done me really well. I've had them for about 3 years now. I have just found that the wood's kind of worn down. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can actually see on this one. I don't think you can. But, like, it's like a dent where the needles have rubbed against each other, and it's quite rough feeling. And I don't know if that's just the thing with wooden needles or if it's particularly this brand. But, I mean, I've only had to replace one needle tip, and that was my fault because I sat on my needles by accident. So, I mean, they've done me good. I'm not going to say they haven't done me good. I just don't like the fact that some of them now have like a gape in them. it's kind of annoying, but they've done me well though, so I do still enjoy these, and I think the colour on them is just beautiful. And they're affordable. Knit picks are affordable. If you are in New Zealand and you want Knit Pro Caspian needles, Woolworks has them, because we can't order directly from Knit Picks because they don't ship to us. However, if I end up going on exchange, I can then order directly from Knit Picks because they ship to the UK. Anyway, my MKAL is now away, so you can look back. I'm just going to say this project bag is a Mama Willing box bottom drawstring bag. That is all of the knitting that I worked on this week. As far as acquisitions, I haven't received any yarn. I did get some new needle tips. I went to Knit World. I had an appointment and I stopped by Knit World because it's right next door. I was like, I'll have a look. And I saw these and I was thinking, probably not a bad idea to have. So I am always running out of 3.25mm needles. I always can't find them. They're always in use somehow. I don't quite know what the situation is. So when I saw these, I was like, well, I may as well give them a go. These are the Knit Pro. I do have some of these needles in the fixed 2.25, but not the interchangeable. But I do have cables because I needed longer cables. These are the Mindful collection. And so I'll take them out the packet, or one of them out the packet. And it has, let's see if you can see, it's not really focusing. It says Imagine. I don't actually know if you can see that. So the idea behind these needles is that they have like an affirmation written on the side. And each size has its own affirmation. So for 3.25mm, it's Imagine. I cannot remember what it was for 2.25. But that one has an affirmation as well. But yeah, so I put these up because I thought, well, it might actually be good to have some interchangeable tips, because I can't really find interchangeable tips for needles this small. So when I saw them, I was like, well, I'm going to grab them. So that's the only acquisition I had this week. As far as everything else, nothing's really changed. I head back to uni tomorrow. I have a lecture at 8 o'clock in the morning, which I'm thinking a little bit is like, oh, that's early. But at the same time, I'm used to starting work at 7, so I guess it's not that bad. So yeah, semester starts tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Be good. I went to the shop yesterday and got myself a new notebook so that I could take notes, and also picked up some pens because why not? I've ordered my textbooks, so all systems go. I've just got to go to Campus Books tomorrow and pick up the last one because I can't get it anywhere else. So I have to get it from Campus Books. But other than that, I'm good to go. So tonight I've got to pack my uni bag so that, because even though I have the full intention, I don't know if anyone else is like this, I had the full intention of going to bed at between, like, getting into bed between about 8:30 to crochet on my granny stripe, which actually I could show you. I'll finish this rant and then I'll grab it for you, because I can actually show you that. That is a whip, technically. And listen to an audiobook. I'm listening to a cozy mystery at the moment. I actually can't remember the name of it. Pretty sure the author is Peggy Earhart, or that's the narrator, I can't remember. But it's on Audible, anyway. And then go to bed either 8:30, 9. The full intention of waking up at like between 5 and 6 tomorrow to give me time to have breakfast, maybe knit for 30 minutes on a sock or something, like get myself ready before I have to get the bus. But I'm also aware that every time I plan to do this, I'll go to bed early and then still end up waking up half an hour before I have to leave. And then that gets stressful. So I'm going to try and pack my uni bag tonight, with the exception of my laptop, which will be on charge. And then hopefully I won't be rushed tomorrow morning. It's the hope. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go grab my granny stripe and then I'll be back. I'll just pause this. I have no idea why I didn't think to show you this. And I could put a progress keeper on it and show you how much I get done in a week. And that might actually encourage me to go to bed earlier so that I can work on this for half an hour. Then I have something to show on the podcast. This is a whole bunch of scraps. This is a whole bunch of magic knot balls. It's all fingering weight. And this thing is huge. I just chained until I thought it was long enough. And I was like, oh yeah, this will be fine. It's huge. So I'm actually thinking possibly now, instead of me going lengthways, I'm going like across. Because this thing's massive. And I'll show you in a minute what I mean. Just don't want my stitch coming undone. Using just a standard, pretty sure these are off Amazon. My stepdad got them, the set for me a couple of years back. 3.5mm crochet hook. Right. You can kind of see how big this thing is. I'm not going to be able to hold it up on the screen. As I said, this is just a bunch of magic knot balls and scraps, fingering weight scraps. I think it's so fun though. I love this. I'm going to be very happy when this is done. Like, I just love the idea of a granny stripe blanket. And then I have like some, I mean, I don't even know if that's a scrap. I don't actually know why it's in there. Some I don't know where they're from. Some ends I think that need to go be put somewhere. A normal size magic knot ball. And then a bloody huge one, which is all the leftovers, because there were so many colours, from my red band cardie. It's all the scraps in here. This thing's massive. And I can't wait to put this in, because it's huge. Like, it's like half the size of my head. But yeah, so this is my granny stripe, and it's messy all over the place, and to be honest, for this kind of project, I love that. Normally, I don't, but for a blanket, yeah, no, definitely. And it's kind of like a memories blanket as well, because I look back and I think, you know, there's yarn from my love note, there's yarn from previous MKALs, there's yarn I dyed myself, my first hand dyed yarn I ever got. What else isn't? Oh, there's Advent minis from last year from Mama Willing. That was the wind. And so it's just, it's like a bundle of memories in a squishy blanket, and I love it. And I think I definitely would do something else. I think I'd either do a DK weight, so double them up, or I would do a different pattern next time, and probably not make it this big because it's huge. But it is lovely, and I want to work on it more. It basically just lives in my bedroom because I work on it at night. And this is just a basket from like a dollar shop I picked up sometime last year, I believe, just because I thought it was cute, and it actually works out quite well to have this in it. Obviously once this gets bigger it won't fit in here anymore, but I'll deal with that pattern when I get there. Pattern? What? That problem when I get there. Anyway, we are at almost at half an hour, so I think I'm going to wrap it up because I don't know what else to say now that I showed that. yeah, I can't think of anything else, to be honest. It's now just get ready for uni tomorrow. Hopefully knit more on my sock, knit more on my MKAL, watch some podcasts, and just, I guess, chill the last Sunday before semester 2. And I give it about a week before I'm having to actively work on assignments, because I'm pretty sure one of my classes has an assignment due at the end of week 2. But the first lectures, they normally start off with an introductory, you know, this is what you can expect. And I'll have a proper look at the site tomorrow as well. I'm not going to worry about that too much now. But yeah, I'll check back in with you hopefully next week. I think I'm starting to get back into it now. And I missed it. I enjoy it. I like being able to share what I'm working on, and it also gives me a little bit of, I guess, accountability to work on different projects and stuff as well, and get things completed rather than just languishing whips, because then I can have things to show. Not that I'm trying to rush myself to finish things, but more just, I have so many works in progress that I've used pretty much all of my project bags, and I need to get it down. So something smells real weird. I don't think it's my candle, because my candle is vanilla pod scented, and no, it does not smell like vanilla pod. I'm not too sure. It's probably the neighbours. I don't know. Something stinks anyway. Possibly someone's got a bonfire. Wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, I'm going to head off. I'm going to go back to what I was watching. I was watching Corner of Craft, one of her podcasts, and I think I'm going to knit more on my sock. If I can get past the heel turn and possibly even the gusset, I'd be quite happy about that, because then it's just the foot tomorrow, and I can do that. We'll see. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. I've done one already, so as far as I'm aware, I've completed the challenge. Anyway, I will put project pages down below. I don't know when, sometime either today or tomorrow, I'm not quite sure when. And yeah, I will talk to you guys next week, hopefully. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave me a comment, tell me what you're working on, and I will see you then. Bye.